Hey guys, SaveAsUntitled here, and welcome to the 14th and the double episode this week of the Ranking Show, where we're going to start by finishing off this top 10 by putting in some amalgamation of these players is going to be how we're going to start off. Then I want to jump over to a bit of the comments from the VOD, I don't have them pulled up still, about some of these rankings here and some of the points you've brought up to see if I can address and or alleviate some of your concerns. Then depending on how long the show how much time we have, because I'm aiming for like a 2-hour show at least tonight, we're going to dive into maybe more of these things. And now a new feature, because we reached the sub goal of 50 people and we got 2 new emotes if you want to see them. I've showed them all off twice already on the stream, so I'm not going to bother these guys again with it. But you can go check my Twitter. There's a Armada emote and there's a Pog emote. So that'll be cool and will probably be available to sub soon. I had one more thing I needed to say. Oh yeah, and if you didn't catch yesterday's stream and you didn't catch this day's stream, I'll be streaming again tomorrow at 7 p.m. So if that's something you want to check out, yeah, that's cool. I think that's about everything I really had to talk about. Oh, that's what it was. And I'm going to, for reaching the sub goal, I'm now going to end every stream by playing a set of net play. If I win, I will continue and play until I lose. If I lose, I will end the stream there. So I think now that I have everything set up and I have this new sort of thing, I'm going to go on net play some random person. Like, yeah, it has the setup here. I'm going to play some random person and show how bad I am at Melee, because everyone for some reason wants to see me play net play. I think after 1 or 2 times, people are like, yeah, we shouldn't do this anymore. But yeah, so let's jump into talking about 9 and 10. Who do I main? I play Falco. I play Falco very poorly. I've been starting to grind again because I haven't played Melee in forever because I didn't have a convenient setup because my room was already packed to the brim. Always refused my net play challenges. Are you talking about me or Cody? All right, so let's start this out. Start the ranking show so we can rank Plump 9th. Yeah, I definitely think this spot's probably pretty safe because of AMS's relative consistency besides those 2 local losses. But everyone knows locals are scrimmages and locals don't matter at all. Yeah. So I think AMS is probably staying pretty firmly here. I'm not as not as sure about Plup. So out of these players, I think at the very least I can take all these guys out. I think. Do you think anyone else? I don't think Fiction's quite. I think it's probably just between for this next spot. It might just be between iBDW and S2J and iBDW. Locals count less. Yeah, no, I was very, very memeing tongue-in-cheek that locals don't matter at all. Locals are important in some capacity. I feel like I need an exclamation point locals and make just a unlisted YouTube video explaining my views on locals. Mutaking, get out of here, Frankie. We had a at length discussion about how Mutaking, if he was ranked, he would be 25s. What are Fiction's results that don't put him in that tier? Yeah, I imagined you understood iBDW, especially with all the hubbub and press. Fiction's results that don't put him in there? I just don't think Fiction has, the win? I don't know. Yeah, I gotta... Actually, let's think about it like this. We can work our way. We can do some reverse. I can close this because I really don't need to have that up. We can do some reversed engineering thing here. Fiction. We can compare Fiction to this group of people and see if there's anyone here that would be above him. We'll start easy and go hard. Fiction versus Triff. Triff has a bunch of losses at European events, if I remember correctly, and really hasn't been super active the second half of the year. His most impressive win is that one Zane win. 2 up on Amsa is really good. Win on Cody. So he does have a decent right outside the top 6 wins. But that's super, even for a European player. We looked at it yesterday, so we can look at it again. But I think he just has super, super low attendance. Funky Bag, thank you for the follow. John Gookie, thank you for the follow. If the 9th spot is only between S2J and iBDW, they are ranks 9 and 10 some order. Audible Hourglass, you're really doing some big brain plays right there. Yeah, so 1, 2. Yeah, he hasn't had anything the second half of the year, and I think the things he has how do you do this tournament? Do we? I remember. I think there's like one tournament within his recent stuff that was secondaries, if I remember correctly. You should list the best wins and losses so they're easier to compare. Like audibly or like write them out, because I'm set S2J Plup iBDW. Yeah, I would have started here with, we're talking about trip. Well, we're gonna figure out if fiction's like right up there in this conversation, and we're gonna kind of work backwards to get there. That's why I thought we're probably gonna do like more than we expected. Do we know of any sort of confirmation if fiction was Triff was playing his main at this tournament? I know there's one in here that he doesn't. S2J O'Reilly, like what wins does he have? That's a good question. We're gonna take a look at that. So he does. So he wins at locals. Actually, oh yeah, let's go to his page. God, Smash DG is weird. He's a Wizzy win. Yeah, that Wizzy win like definitely carries him a ton. Yeah, what does he have? What happened at Fate? I remember. And an Axe win. Yeah, that's true. JK Trace, I did do the intro. Oh, you were the one who said, you were the one who had my order in here. So let me remind myself too what he did here. Double loss to Sechi. Oh, yeah. I wonder if Sechi's going to be ranked. That's going to be weird. But I think Fiction would probably be above Triff. What do we, does anyone know off the top of their heads what Fiction's bad losses outside, if Fiction has any losses outside the top 50? Yeah, I think we talked about this a bit yesterday. Fiction doesn't have bad losses outside of locals. Okay, dope. That is good to know. We're going to compare Fiction to Face Roll. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these players do have, like, these losses-ish littered in here. See me on land. He won the run back set. Is that in, see me on land for Melee. Yeah. Let's see, because, again, it looks like it's a smaller event. I haven't looked into this yet. Fiction 2 Saint won the thing. Let's see, once of the 2 Saint is small. Was this in Grand Finals? Grand Finals reset. Yeah, I think that's another big thing I think is super important to see at these smaller tournaments when you'll when he'll win the second set of grands. Yeah. Like especially when it's like a 1-3 to a 3-0 sweep, like that's JK Trace, what do you because you missed the intro? So, and then let's go down to Mike Hayes. Okay, trading. That's like trading sets across locals. Absent Page is inactive. Yeah, absent Page is not going to be ranked. Generally beats none. What? Yeah, generally beats none. That's interesting to see. It's like win, win, win. Then like a round where none gets his speed back, and then still beating him in the most recent. So Chew's probably. Oh no, God, I don't want to see doubles. So Chew and Mike Hayes are his worst losses. About even with Westfalls, up on Army, even with Lucky. Yeah, so he doesn't have like any like really bad losses. He just kind of has like a couple of these littered around here. But I think a lot of these players at this level have like a bunch of losses littered around here. I think that's to be expected. Will he be ranked higher than Face Roll? So peak wise, Fiction has wins over Plup and Wizrobe, whereas Face Roll just has that Axe win, and even with, well, they're both even with S2J. So he does have a Plup. I think a Wizrobe win is Wizrobe win more valuable than an Axe win? The way I have them ranked, it would say that a Wizrobe win is a little less valuable. I think they're probably similar, close to the same. That is, he did win the run back. They're comparable, yeah. Much like the Vele viewers, Save doesn't want to see doubles. Fiction has a Mewtwo King win. He did beat Mewtwo King. That is something to keep in mind, but to not value too much. Up on Cody. Interesting to see. God, there's 6 set. It's so hard in a set like that because I don't know who to root for. They're comparable. Does Fiction have any... Fiction lost the hacks. What was that at? Paradigm Shift. Fiction's down on West Balls. Fiction lost to none. Not that big of a deal. Not Fiction. Face Roll. In my case, they actually like scrolling down their little comparison thing, I guess, because they compete against a lot of the same people. It feels like Fiction has just like is like a slightly better Face Roll. Not like any sort of comparison to their play style or like what they do as people or who they are. But I think like readout wise, because they play a lot of the similar people, it just looks like Fiction has like a slightly better, very slightly better than Face Roll. Well, maybe not slightly, very slightly better, especially now with like how well he performed. AA Battery, thank you for the follow. Yeah, back to 60 people. Yeah, as long as, like I was saying, as long as we're like above like 38, as long as there's someone people here, I'm happy. But if we're above 30, that's good for the partner push. When you consider a set count or who just won when looking at a set as it affects ranked, like the tournament set, like the games. I said this a little bit yesterday. I think games matter. Games are useful for like predicting how sets will go in the future, but I usually don't keep them too much in mind when doing rankings, because it's like, well, there's so many other moving parts you have to keep in mind that worrying about game count when you're talking about like 150 sets like that make up a person's year. Like it's keeping game count in mind. Game count's like way down the line of things I consider, but I think it's important for seeing perspective on how they're going to perform in the future. Like if I see Zane versus Mango is like 3-2, 3-2, or Zane versus HBox like 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, or something like that. I can't think of a good example off the top of my head, but if I see a set's like 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, I'm like, maybe that could flip. Whereas if I see a set 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, I'll be like, that's not going to flip. But I try. There's not enough mental capacity to keep that all in mind. Cool. Hopefully, Dom, it looks like I answered your question. Has the rapper came back yet? No, there's thankfully been less noise violations on my street lately. But I may have jinxed that. You'll be able to hear it, though, if there's any sort of noise violations. Yeah, so I'd say, kind of circling back after not talking for a while, I think Fiction's probably will be a little bit higher than Face Roll. So let's talk about Fiction. Ginger, rapper for top 100. Oh, also, someone tell me, there's a YouTube comment left about me sipping things too loudly into the mic, or like it's showing up a lot. So let me know if that's happening and like it's bothering you, so I can try to work that habit out of my system. Because some guy was like, I'm tempted to turn off the stream and delete everything every time you take a sip of something. I was like, Jesus Christ. So let me know, homies. Keep it in the know. Maybe I should get like a plastic water bottle so it doesn't clink as much in that. That's the real thing I need to update on my stream quality. Fuck a green screen. We just need a better quality water bottle. Oh yeah, so we're gonna talk about Fiction Ginger. So again, the biggest praise I always have to sing for Ginger is that sipping things too loudly. Cool, thank you. The ambulance is coming to take me away for sipping too loud. My joke was too funny. It's the comedy police. Haven't played Paper Mario Thousand Door in a long time. Never finished it. Dude, every time I go back to sidebar, because I never take tangents here. Every time I go back to play Thousand Year Old Door, I love the first chapter, and then I get to the puny village, and I'm just like, I don't want to play anymore. I just get bored. I just get bored at the puny bitch sipping the cup loud. Cool. Oh yeah, Thousand Year Door is my favorite game of all time. That'll be the next sub goal. Once I get this partner stuff out of the way, we'll do a stream of me playing Thousand Year Door. I would love to like one day a week like play some games, like get back into like playing stuff. My plan is when Sun and Moon comes out. Not Sun and Moon. God, I still didn't beat Sun and Moon. When Sword and Shield comes out, I want to do like a blind day one Nuzlocke. It's a terrible idea, but I think it'd be super, super interesting to see as like some other streaming content. But let's talk about Fiction Ginger instead of the future of my channel. So he definitely has Ginger beat in these high-level wins. Content is a series of really engaging sidebars that eventually relate to Melee rankings. No more Slay the Spire and Mario Baseball. Are you saying that is like a sad thing, or like I want no more Slay the Spire and stuff like that? I just want to branch out a little bit more. But yeah, mainframe gamer, I think that's the best way to describe my content. Let's, again, circle back, focus. We're going to focus on Fiction versus Ginger real quick, because I think most people, their immediate take is that Fiction should be ranked higher than Ginger, and I think I agree. So Fiction definitely has some beat at this high level. Ginger's loss is near the bottom. One of the few people around this level who is very much up on Absent Page. Uh, hot take. How's that loss in Toussaint? Oh, yeah, the reverse of Fiction lost the run back set. Still, I don't think that's like too bad. And Ginger's pretty good at that matchup. Lost the Spark. He did with a run back though. Got me hooked on Slay the Spire. Oh, dude, Slay the Spire's so good. I have wasted it and will continue to waste so much time. Lost to the Bimbo. See, it does actually looks like Ginger has a lot more losses. Even earlier in the year I guess he didn't play him like super early in the year when he was struggling. Yeah. Oh, Santi's gonna be carried so much by that win. Lost the Shroom. Yeah, Ginger has a lot more. See, and Fiction gets more of a. Well, I guess a lot of those are at locals, but Fiction has a lot of sets against these guys, so we have a better idea how they're gonna turn out. So, well, I guess we do have stuff like that too. Yeah, I think Fiction's definitely above Ginger. I don't think that's a hot take for anyone. So we kind of move him up the ladder again. Yeah, if he makes the gauntlet all the way up here, we'll compare all four of these guys together. Let me put SFAT back in here. I just want to like have him as a point of reference. Where's I going? Oh, 70 viewers. Let's go. And wait, I need to check real quick before I jump into the next one. I need to be beating Blur. That's what I'm here for. I'm not going to be able to. Currently, I can't beat Blur on the Super Smash Bros. Melee battlefield, but I can hopefully at least beat him on the Super Smash Bros. Melee streaming field. Yeah, up 2 viewers on Blur. Go fuck yourself. Not gonna argue in a Twitch chat. No, Twitch chat is the best place for a reasonable discussion. Hey, Josh. Yeah. So let's talk about Fiction versus Swedish Delight. Actually, I wanna peep something real quick. What's Swedish Delight's activity for the year? Because I feel like I'm not gonna be able to do it from here because he's gonna have some weird hyphen or whatever that I'm gonna get wrong. Swedish Delight Melee. Oh, were we having a discussion about one of my least favorite things, matchup percentages? Are we talking about 60-40? Because God, I hate those discussions. He's pretty good activity. One. I forgot who did he lose to at Genesis that he finished 49th? Excuse me. Blur mains Marth and Save mains Falco. It doesn't want anything to do with FD. Yeah. Oh, well, I've been practicing like a lot of FD. That's like I've been like in my very brief practicing I've been only playing against Marth and only playing on FD. I've got a goal in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He DQ'd? Okay, that makes sense. Melee matchup chart. I'd rather die. Yeah, so that's like reasonable activity. Yeah, let's double check that real quick, because I can't get Smash for Switch. There we go. Cool. Oh God, I'm afraid when you start your message with "but guys," what is Bowser? Oh my God, I knew some ludicrous stuff was coming. Let's see. Did he DQ against Joy Boy? Okay, he DQ'd against Rishi after losing the Joy Boy. Damn. Corn Cob King, thank you for the follow. Hey, almost 75. Hell yeah. 75 is like the golden zone. That's what we want to keep up. Bowser always loses. Well, if you're playing Bowser, you immediately lose. Yeah, so he did lose to Joy Boy and then dropped out. So Joy Boy lost. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of that, but let's see what we got compared to. He's got that Axe win, Plup win. We're faced with that same question again. What's the value of an Axe win versus a Wizrobe win? Again, like I think comparable, around closest to the same ballpark. Down 1-4 on iBDW. Even with each other. Both down on Moki, up on PPU. Down on KJH, down on Shootout. Oh, down on Shootout. When did he lose to Chew? Oh, there. Slocks. Joy Boy is sick. So I think we're getting closer and closer to players who are more or nearer to Fiction. I think I'd probably give Fiction the slight nod. I'm just trying to see again. This is a lot of fast and loose stuff too. Swedish has a snowy loss as well. Yeah. Tired of YouTube comments on esports video. Oh yeah, I would definitely. That's like one of my big things to organize getting a tier list together for Melee. I think it'd be interesting. I don't think tier lists are essentially like are super important or whatever, but I think it'd be interesting or at least cool to get an update going on, so we can bring that into the modern era. Yeah, but I think. Actually, I've been doing all this discussion without talking about how. So because it's like at 8.5 events for Swedish Delight, counting a couple of these smaller ones. Yeah, like Scarlet Classic Gang are a little bit smaller-ish. How many do we have for the big man himself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, like off the top of my head, how close those are. Yeah, so like 8 to 9-ish large events and then a bunch of other locals. So I imagine like hovering around there. So they're about even. When talking about major events, they're about consistently. Hey Skittles, how you doing? Crack 75? Hell yeah! If I can just chill out at 75, I'll be happy. Current one is outdated. Yeah, I want to get. I'd love to like. I don't think I'm at that point where I can reach out the top players and be like, hey, can you give me a tier list? Or I wish I would have to, if I wanted to do that, I would probably have to do lean back from the white. Oh, thank you, Funky Bag. I'm trying to work that option in. Gotta work it into my repertoire. I would, if I wanted to do like a good tier list, something I think I would have to like reach out the top players and compensate them in some way to like take some time to make this list. But that's definitely like in the big brain SaveAsUntitled stuff thinking about doing at some point in the future. It's definitely there. Okay, so I'm saying Fiction a little above Swedish. No, Fiction Moki. I think I might. This is a weird order. I kind of did it with like reckless abandon of how these guys are ordered. Moki has a handful of like iffy losses. Well, now he's that Morse code loss, which is a big feels bad man. Both O2 on Master Page. Clavery, thank you for the follow. I could do P-Test of flavor. I think Fiction is above Zach. Well, we'll see. I think that's probably the next discussion. More subs to get more money for the tier list? No. Josh, level 1. Yeah, no. It feels bad, like, because I'm really Moki's a super cool guy. Trying to rank number 10. Yeah. We're working our way backwards. Because these guys are like essentially going to be at the start of our conversation. I was just seeing if Fiction deserves to be a part of this conversation. Yeah. What's the deal with the public perception? Yeah, that was a really great Get a War Machine tweet. Dope didn't warm him up like an idiot. Okay, yeah, let's talk about Moki Fiction. So at the top of the table, Plup and Leffen win. Leffen win's definitely more valuable than a Wizrobe win. Down against iBDW, where Fiction has the winning record there. Even with S2J. So it looks like at this top level, they both have really good wins. Moki pulls away a tiny bit with the Leffen over a Wizrobe win. Around this, like around the level of the guys they're playing that are around their rank. Fiction definitely gets to play everyone a little bit more. I'd say they're pretty just kind of like super eyeballing this. I'd say Fiction's probably like maybe a tiny bit higher. It's weird. I think they're also like they're actually kind of pretty close in that sort of capacity. So this little top heavy, Moki pulls away slightly. Mid range, close to each other. And then deep losses. Both lost to Chudat. Where's that at? Oh, Shine. I forgot Chudat went on a run. When did he lose to Rishi? Genesis. Way back. And Moki has that Morse code loss. Yeah. Fiction is like a little bit higher. Even and yeah. What's Moki versus Swedish Delight? Because I feel like we're kind of zeroing in on what's going on here. So Leffen Plop, that Leffen one's a little bit better. In this mid-range kind of area. they're close-ish in this mid-range kind of area. Yeah, I think Moki and Swedish and Fiction are all really close to each other. I think. Like, without looking at SFAT, because SFAT might be in this sort of conversation, I have a feeling it's like... Or maybe I'm giving Swedish too much credit. SFAT worse than Fiction? Yeah, we need to take a brief point and look at that. So Sad Magi lost to Wizzy? Yeah. Who's SFAT beat? See, it always, you never know what SFAT is. Every time you think about what SFAT has done, you never really know until you look at it. 2 wins on Plup, win on Axe. So SFAT is missing that big Hallmark win, like Fiction was before. How's this consistency? So this top level, he's a little bit lower than everyone else because he only has that Axe win and 2 Plup wins, which is 2 Plup wins is, I think it's like a second win over a Plup is exponentially valuable. Because you can be like, one, it's a fluke, even with iBDW. I'm surprised you guys haven't played in so long. Hey, it's going good, Ivan. I'm kind of like, oh, wow, we've almost been going for an hour now. Like, I didn't even notice. The time flew by. I've been so deep into this discussion. Fiction is better than SFAT? I would definitely bet right now at this very moment, recency bias would bet on Fiction going farther in a tournament than SFAT. But that doesn't mean I would rank him higher. Plup has been losing. Yeah, Plup losing to Foxes just feels weird. How's SFAT? Deep losses. Does SFAT have any notable unranked losses? Bimbo's up in here. Spud. Shoot at. Yeah, he does. Yeah, SFAT might be below these guys. You think SFAT is higher? Kevin Maples. Oh, yeah, that's true. Kevin Maples. Kevin Maples is going to make this year. I can honestly see... Yeah, because in this era where, like, when we're looking at these, we're looking at like these Foxes all in this sort of category. I mean, looking at any one of these guys that we're talking about in this category, like, it feels like everyone has like a couple. I don't know why I'm pointing with my hand. It doesn't work like this. Everyone has like a couple of good wins up in this category. Around here is really messy in various different ways, and then there's a couple of bad losses sprinkled in here. I'm pointing with this hand again because I'm going to drag it. There's a couple of bad losses sprinkled in here. And then some players have those 1 or 2 scattered losses outside. I feel like this is what we're kind of seeing around this level at this point. So then it kind of depends on how you want it. Everyone's lost to Chudat. God. Yeah, Chu's gonna like crawl his way back up. Like 28th, he's going to be around there again. Because in a year when everyone's super inconsistent. Well, I don't think everyone's like super inconsistent. What am I looking for? In a year where everyone when Albert has a win over HBox, and iBDW has a win over HBox, and Swedish has a win over Axe, and Fiction has a win over Wizrobe, and S2J has a win over Wizrobe, where Pudgy Panda has a win over Axe, where everyone has these crazy good wins, I think consistency shows itself to be a lot more valuable than it generally is, even though I'm usually like a big consistency boy. Consistency and... Yeah, I think that's just the point I was going for. Consistency shows itself to be a lot more valuable, and how good those highs are. So peaks and consistency kind of jump out. Well, I mean, that's always kind of the crux of every ranking argument. I think everything kind of boils down to peaks versus consistency. Yeah, that was like one of those big speeches that I thought was going to go somewhere productive and really kind of didn't. Well, you can't win them all. Chew better come to Dream Atlanta to catch these hands. Yeah, so what was I going on about? SFAT versus Fiction and Moki. Consistency is a big part of the ranking question as well. Hell yeah. So SFAT versus Moki versus Fiction. So we will recap this one more time. SFAT has the worst of the peak wins. Well, let's see. They all beat Plup, but he has 2 wins on Plup. So we're comparing a Wizrobe win to a Leffen win to a Axe win. And then SFAT has that 1 Plup win on top of that. So what is really the best out of those? I ranked Mango 3rd because of 2 major wins. Oh god, no! I hit Open Premiere. No, I ranked Leffen third, I think, a lot on his Leffen. I remember I was having a conversation that the combination of Mango and Zane is Leffen, because Leffen's got a win and high level consistency. Again, I'm not gonna do that conversation justice because I'm just jumping into it right now. But yeah, it's a whole factor thing. You can go watch the whole goddamn VOD if you want a big factor in this. And also, I'm going to immediately apologize if you're ranking. Just watch the VODs. Leffen win is worth a lot. Yeah, I do agree. Okay, Tomahawk, let's see. I'll briefly answer your question, and then we can go back to looking at SFAT, Fiction, Moki. Ranking 50 to 100 is necessary. I feel like if there's less ranked players and ranking was affected by worse losses, aid in shifting community's mindset. Focus on Locus. I don't think the community focuses on losses. I don't think that's an accurate case. Well, I definitely, like I said, it varies from person to person, but I don't think people focus on losses. But the players you lose to is a very important part of ranking someone. Because the question is, how well would a person perform? How many roadblocks could they potentially have? The reason why some people are gonna, some people for some god-awful reason want to put Axe second is because of how good his head-to-heads are. But you have to remember that he can't get to the point where he plays all these players if he loses the Pudgy Panda at every tournament. It's not highlighting wins versus highlighting losses. It's a combination of both. Leffen win could be as valuable as an HBox win. I think they're closer in value to than much other ones. A Leffen win is really, really, really good, even if he was playing off. Is super important. But again, ranking's a whole lot of moving parts. Yeah. So let's circle. It's definitely close. Cool. Sorry, that was kind of a more scattered brain answer than I would normally give. I apologize about that. Yeah, and I did say when I was talking about it yesterday, even though these guys are separated into two different tiers, I think there's a lot of very valid orders to this. I think there's a ton of very valid orders to this. Yearly ranking should be separate for a tier list ranking. I'm confused, NR Smasher, what you're trying to say by that. Okay, but let's SFAT Moki Fiction. So at the top level, going from plop down, who's the best wins, or order them in some sort of capacity. So yeah, I do really now reflecting on it. I think a Leffen, Axe, Wizrobe, out of those wins, I think the Leffen win is easily the most valuable. Fiction, Moki, SFAT. Moki's the best wins. Moki's the best wins, but lower consistency. Fiction has pretty decent wins. Probably the best consistency. I do Fiction, Moki, SFAT does feel nice. Yeah. In terms of wins, but overall it's probably Fiction, Moki, SFAT. I'm feeling. Yeah, I think I'm feeling really Fiction, Moki, SFAT. That feels right. That feels really right. Yeah. God, it feels sad. It feels sad to drop SFAT that much, but that feels kind of right. And then Fiction's not really in the striking distance of these two. Well, I have to look at S2J again. But Fiction's definitely not in the striking distance of iBDW, but I think... yeah, I do think Fiction over Moki. That feels right. Moki over SFAT. SFAT does have that Amza win too. And 2 wins over Plup is nice. And he's up 4-1 on Fiction. Just looking at Moki SFAT, I could maybe see them flopped. Depends on how much we want to value that Leffen win. Does have that loss to Bimbo and Spud. Damn, they're close. They're close. I think these guys are probably all together. Bigger wins. It's tough. This is big tough. Actually, I don't. Actually I might switch SFET and Moki because SFET has like a breadth. I can never pronounce that word correctly. I can picture it in my head and I can write it, I think. But he has wins across, and being up 2-0 in Plump I think is really dope. Breath of, I think is what I'm saying. Moki has the head-to-head, doesn't. Bread. Yeah, I can see how that's spelled, but I cannot tell you a swath. Moki is that he does have a loss to La Luna. Oh god. Well, I guess he did on the 2 side, but Brit, he's trying saying, God, I hate that you're writing. Someone give me a SoCal locals. Even if they are 4-1 up on locals, that shows that it's pronounced like breath. Okay, yeah. And he did win Moki did win the 2 sets after that. But yeah, I think that's like, if we're talking about locals, that's it. That tells me that if they met in a tournament, SFAT would probably beat Fiction. Spectre God, thank you for the follow. Save bread. Breath. God, this is why I don't pronounce words. This is why I just stay in my lane. Yeah, I think these guys are close. This is definitely when I do like my official ballot for the year, and if we have like 1 or 2 more tournaments, this is going to be something that I'll have to look at again. I mean, pretty much everything in here is something I'm going to look at again. Breath. Tomahawk 124, thank you. If I pronounce words when Alexa can do it. Yeah, that's what I just needed Alexa in here for the stream that I can call out to do things when I mess up. Oh yeah, lean back. Sip. If they go to 100 tournaments, who's going to perform better? SFAT. Oh yeah, SFAT did lose he lost the curve, right? God, is audio being weird for anyone else? That is good to know. Let me know if that is. SFAT has an X win too. Let's look at how many tournaments they've been to. Because if we're saying they're this close, if there's any huge disparity in attendance, like it maybe sway it from one way or the other for anyone. Moki's worst loss? No, Moki's worst loss is Morse code. Good for me. Dope. Yeah, that always is super concerning for audio problems or anything like that, because I mean, at least with video problems, I could give sort of any idea. I could like see that, but with audio problems, I have no idea. If they do 100 tournaments, Fiction does better than SFAT. Yeah, I think this is pretty much. This is not that. This is pretty much locked in for me. It's basically debating these two, and then we got to talk about these two. La Luna, that Joe paid for La Luna to go to. Yeah, I've pretty much like. That's kind of out of the mental fortitude. Oh, and I should clarify for you just upped in. We're fighting for these two behind him, not above S2J and iBDW. They're gonna be up there. Region sponsor thing? Yeah, no, that's definitely something to keep in mind. I just wanted to get a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whereas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he is tremendously more attendance than Moki. But if we're taking in the Canadian and non-sponsor thing like into mind, no, I don't want to go to my desktop. No, that does not help me. There's no data there. Fiction does better than S2J at 100 tournaments? I don't know. I don't think so. It happens because our dollar is shit. Damn. All right. You good? Oh, man, this is tough. This is real close. Costs so much more. Between those, who's most considered in non-Fox matches? I don't know, man. I already got this big question. I feel like I've had this moment of just like, so many times. Moki being one I help decide. No, I think that's a common pitfall. One of the biggest common pitfalls I think people fall into, or I see commenters fall into when doing, when comparing two players, is putting huge weight on their head-to-head between each other, that matters very minimally. It matters just as much as their head-to-head against any other player. I think that's a big pitfall, and I think average placing, which I have no idea how that keeps on coming up and people keep on using average placing across events as an argument. Because, like, I can understand people's gripes with the placing doesn't matter thing, but, like, using average placing is, like, one of the worst metrics ever. I'm right on the doorstep of making my decision, and then we can do a poll and we can see if we kind of come to the same conclusion, guys. Because we still haven't done. We're at like an hour in and I haven't done a poll yet. Yeah, hour 4 in and I still haven't done a poll, which is my favorite part. It's so close. These guys are so close. Like I don't think there's a gap. There's like a tier gap between Fiction and these two. I think they're, like, right there, but I think there's, like, a little tiny gap. Like, if these guys are all in, like, 0.10 away from each other, but there's, like, a 0.5 gap there. Have Zane and Moki played before? I do not know, off the top of my head. Last year? Moki's #1 shield, saving shambles. Yeah, man. See, I really like this 2-0 on Plup. Like, even the Plup in shambles. Really like that. I really like that a lot. And 3-5 on S2J is nothing to scoff at either. And a win over Amza. It's tough, man. It's real tough. I think I have my decision. Yeah, I think I've decided again. But so we're gonna do one last review over everything, and then we're gonna do Twitch poll. Like, I'm pretty sure. God, this is still really tough. Like, I think either of these guys being ahead of each other is right. I think either of those could be right. What are we deciding? We're deciding who should be ranked higher, SFET or Moki. So we'll do a quick little review real quick of each player, and then we're gonna do a poll to decide. So SFAT's big wins. We're going to go big wins, we're going to go mid-range, and then we're going to go bad losses. SFAT's big wins are against Axe. He did not beat Zane. Axe, 2 over Plup, and a win over Amsa, and close to even against S2J, and even with iBDW. It's pretty good. Where in that same sort of category, Moki is 11 win, which is huge. A Plup win, which is also pretty good. Is missing a couple of these head-to-heads in here, which kind of feels bad, man. I'd love to see how he does against Amsa. 1-3 with him, down on iBDW, and up on SFAT. Again, not super important. They're direct head-to-heads. Then we kind of move into this mid-range category. Again, SFAT's going to have a lot more sets here because he is like double the attendance, but also he has like a big sponsor. Being down on Lucky and Army, I assume these are at locals. Oh no, Big House. RZRTV, thank you for the follow. He would clap Amsa, his brother mains Yoshi. Interesting. I'd love to see that set. He's 3-0 on face roll and 4-1 on Fiction. I did not notice that before. But SFAT obviously has a lot more variety in head-to-head records here because he meets a lot more of these people. So we have a lot of missing data points for Moki. 4-3 against Nuns, interesting. They do have a couple of these are like losses at bigger events sprinkled in here. Lost to Spud, lost to Rishi, kind of similar-ish here. Lost to Bimbo. And then not on the list, Moki has his loss to Morse Code. Chungus, thank you for the follow. Moki has his loss to Morse Code, and SFAT has losses to Kevin Maples and Curve. So, what I value SFAT's 2 Plup wins. I think two wins on Plup, like 1 win on Plup or 1 win on Leffen. Like, I'm not gonna tangent this too long because I'm gonna do the vote. I'm not as super confident that Moki wins that the next time they play, especially because of how close that a set is. But still having Leffen wins really good. Having 2 wins on Plup means, like, after Gamo, it's like maybe he was just playing off, that was a fluke. He wins 2 sets on him, it's like, damn, maybe SFAT can beat Plup now, kind of thing. All right. Rankman alternate. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna after all that kind of brief discussion on SFAT versus Moki for the rankings. Again, before we do this poll, I want to say that I think these guys could go play Samus at Shine. I believe there's the asterisks in there for the set he did. Who did he lost to Axe playing Samus, right? Super Smash Con is when he played Samus. Yeah. All right. So, who do you guys think should be ranked higher? I know my pick. I already have my pick, like we usually do before I decide that. It's a very interesting case, and again, I think it goes either way. I think either I could see, depending on what you value and how you weigh it, that this could go either way. And I actually exactly because it involves the placement discussion too. Based on the chat discussion, I'm surprised it's going this way. Like based on what you guys were saying in chat and my perception of what I thought you guys were gonna vote for. I'm surprised. But we're gonna let it go to a minute, and then I will do the big reveal. I'll let it go to a minute, do a big reveal, and then I'm gonna go get some more water, run some ads, baby, and go to the bathroom real quick. Because me and Josh Fack were the most talking. Yeah. All right. So we done for a minute. We got 30 votes, and yeah, I was initially in the Moki camp, and I think SFAT's come back around for me. Having those 2 wins on Plup, there's a lot of sneaky stuff in here that I think is really, really good, and is the general perception of SFAT kind of people down a hand. 2-0 on Plup, win on Axe, almost even with S2J, even with iBDW, up on Fiction, up on Swedish. He's up on 3-0 on Face Roll. He's got a lot of good stuff. Scribbled in here, and I think he can sometimes get that negative perception for him being SFAT. But I really don't think Moki's too far behind. I think it's really, really close for those guys. I think they're both incredible. All these guys are incredible players. So that will put us, yeah, that looks like a reasonable color. SFAT just has the consistency, even though, yeah, he does have those bad losses sprinkled in. He's not as consistent as he used to be because there's so many players getting so good. 20XX is coming. Yeah, it's just there's just a huge string of sick foxes. All these guys are tremendous players. I'm hype watching all these guys play. Fox Tree of the Legend. Yeah, these guys are all good. Okay, so we've been streaming for a little over an hour. I'm going to run some ads real quick while I run to the bathroom, and then after that break, we're going to finally discuss S2J versus iBDW, and then potentially whoever's in this 9 spot versus Plup, and we could see potentially Plup go down further. Yeah, after this brief commercial break. And then I'm going to go look at some of the comments from the VOD from yesterday's video, see if we can talk about any of those discussions without making it sound like I'm punching down, because that's definitely something I want to avoid. Yeah, so that's basically the plan for the rest of the stream. And then, again, we're going to end off the stream by at least playing one set of net play, and you guys can finally see how bad I am at Melee, because we hit that sub goal. So thank you guys so much for coming Oh, no, that sounds like I'm in the stream. Yeah, so I will be back in a brief minute. We're going to run some ads. I will see you guys soon. Wait, set length is default. Yeah. I'm still, hopefully no, the Corn Dog, we're not done yet. No. Corn Dog, we're still going. It's not over yet. I'm just running an ad and I'm coming right back. I just got to run to the bathroom real quick. Okay, we're going to go now. back. Learn to sell Doritos like slime? No, dude, I'm just a small pizza shop. One day I'll reveal the secret DMs between me and Slime when we had beef. That's the 100 sub goal. None of us got ads? It said I clicked on it 2 minutes since last time. Yeah, it said I clicked on it. Some people got ones. Yeah, I think they're starting to roll out these they have ads for affiliates now. So I think it's still being a little iffy. Yeah, you got 3 ads? Hell yeah, Cola's the real homie. Yeah. Who do I main? Falco. I'm a very bad Falco main. I'm one of many very bad Falco mains out there. God. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we're still working out this ad thing. We're still working out the stream being good thing. Let me make sure my green screen didn't get messed up. Yeah, I'm the net play Falco. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, that's the sub goal. 100 subs and then I leak my DMs with Slime. All Falcos are bad except Mango. Dude, Magi's sick. Ginger's sick. Westball's... Yeah. So let's talk about S2J versus iBDW. Westballs hasn't gotten sick. You disagree with rankings? You would disagree with the rankings literally every Melee Stats member is saying in the MGR Discord? Oh, what's... Highlight was? Are they talking about rankings right now? Oh, the... Oh, is there an MPGR Discord? Oh, in the thing. What's going on right now? Let me peep it. What? Actually, I don't care. As usually the Melee Stats and guys and I have like very, very different opinions on rankings. Like I know, I think off the top of my head, the way K does his rankings, as he kind of looks more to the future, whereas I like to make these players into a person based on the rankings. I think a lot of the other Melee Stats guys do like looking into the future a little bit more. Too. Like I think there's a huge disparity between people how I ranked Fiction and everyone else last year in the Melee Stats. Yeah, so we usually have very different views. Oh, why did that just jump down to 59 viewers? That was weird. Everyone just dipped. Did someone else go live? Before I start on this, on a complete round minute with Rising Player Spotlight on Forest, definitely something I'm keeping in mind. Ian Levy, thank you for the follow. V73D, thank you for the follow. Ludwig's live. Ah, damn it. Actually, I mean, I can't sing praises enough of how much I enjoy Ludwig's content, which is another thing I super hard disagree. The other Melee Stats guys and I super hard disagree on. All right, but let's talk about S2J versus iBDW. Oh yeah, there's a huge backlog for Rising Player Spotlights. There's so many people. Like the last one I did was on Albert. I just like putting a lot of work into the Rising Player Spotlight stuff. And a lot of the times it can feel like I'm chasing a story that's too late by the time I get to it. Yeah, but I think, I mean, we'll have this downtime, and obviously I'll be focusing a little bit more on Ultimate because I'm going to make that shmoney or for that other channel that I write for. But Melee content's still happening. I think maybe later this week I'll be doing... I haven't done this in a while. I've only done it once or twice, where I do like work for a video on stream. I think I might start diving into this rest video a little bit more because I have an idea where to go, but I think it'd be cool to like work on that a little bit later this week on stream. Yeah. So let's talk about S2J versus iBDW before I get off on any sort of tangent, and then we can talk about the match above. We can talk about the pairing above and the pairing below. But first I want to focus on these two together. So iBDW versus SFAT. iBDW has an insane, and I'm not just saying this because he's here, he has some insane Moki over SFAT when he lost the Morse code. I didn't rank Moki over SFAT. I put SFAT over Moki. I literally just did this, homie. See ya, nerd. Ban him. Yeah, Moki SFAT are like right around the same thing, but we already had that discussion for like forever. Let's talk about this. So iBDW has wins against HBox, which is huge. A win against Leffen, which is huge. A win against Mango, which is huge. And then not a real win against Zane that I always have to remember. Get banned. Good thing I've kept on pushing off everyone pushing off making everyone mod so you can't get actually banned when I meme. iBDW, it does have a losing record on S2J. The losing to Falcon thing. It's S2J. Has he played Gatsu? Lost to none. We don't need to talk about that. He lost to the best player in the world, Hugs. Yeah, it's lost to Mewtwo King. 8th free. Yeah, I think it's really, especially in this era. Does S2J have like any horrible losses? Because I feel like he's pretty damn consistent. Won the run back against Santi, but still to drop that set. Lost to Ditto, and lost to Falco players. And they lost to Lucky. Billy at Lotus City, not at main stage. iBDW, do you have any losses outside the top 50? Besides Mewtwo King, the unranked player Mewtwo King? Because it looks like around this sort of range, S2J has... Actually, no. IBDW has a lot of clean records around here. One loss to Spud. Yeah, at Summit. A lot of clean... Both of you have, like, really good. Billy Bo Peep. Yeah, what are the... Oh, yeah, the Hugs loss is probably the worst, I'd imagine. God, I try to forget about that set. Yort and Hugs. Billy Bo Peep. Yeah, honestly, dude, it's so hard to argue against an HBox win, a Left and win, and a Mango win. Like, I feel like there's not even much of a discussion here. I think IBW is above S2J. Like, sure, S2J is definitely a little bit more consistent. But actually, it might even be hard to argue that he's a little bit more consistent. But, damn, who lost to Mr. Hugo? IBDW did. That was like my worst nightmare of a... Yeah, it's... An HBox win by itself is a huge big value. A Wizra win and a Zane win and an Amza win come nowhere close to an HBox Left and Mango win. Yeah. S2J versus Fiction Time. Well, we also have to do. Yeah, I think this is happening. I'm hard pressed to find otherwise. And 101 Amsa SaveAsUntitled Cray. Hey, Greasy, what's up? Let's put these boys. Let's just delete that. Cool. Cool. Let me see if I can find. Oh, this is the real nightmare, trying to find the same color. Well, I guess if I just do it all the same, it really doesn't matter. Cool. All right, Cody's gone. Now we can switch the rankings. He's going to do laundry. Cool. Look at attendance for them. Oh yeah. Let's peep that. Also, sorry I didn't end up doing a poll for that. I just feel really strongly with all those wins that IBDW has it. IBDW, and actually I can just type it in because Johnny doesn't have a weird tag. Or doesn't have a long tag. Triff is getting ranked twice. Do I have Triff on the list twice? Shit. Save is biased towards subs confirmed. Yeah, dude. If any other you guys get near the rankings, shout outs to Jesus, baby. Trivet 1 and 0. Oh yeah, let's look at attendance real quick before we end off this discussion, and then talk about this, talk about these, and talk about these, which are two interesting discussions, I think. So Cody has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So pretty high attendance, and I imagine we're going to see something very similar from S2J. It's hard to judge some of these locals, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Shout-outs to counting streams. 14, 15. Yeah, so they just go to so much. Hugo's going to have a god. Yeah, dude, I hope so. Dude, I was big on the Hugo train when he was playing super well. Oh, that's just all my Twitch notifications. Yeah, I think that really, they just both have super high attendance. I think they're in the same tier. Yeah, I think this is all about the same tier-ish. So let's talk about IBDW versus Plup. Let's see what's going on here. So Plup's worst loss is, we'll talk about best wins, we'll talk about mid-range, and then we're going to talk about worst losses. So starting at the top, Plup has a Wizrobe win, up 3-1 on Zane, which is super dope. Win on Amza, win on S2J. And then, as before, iBDW has HBox win, Leffen win, Mango win, Zane win. Poor Hugo, the Evo champ. But iBDW, I think it would be hard for anyone to argue that iBDW doesn't have better top level wins. So in this mid-range area, Plup having all these, I forgot that the Swedish loss, we can kind of nix that a little bit because of the Plup. But still, Moki lost, Fiction lost, 2 losses to SVAT. I think in this sort of mid-range, I think it would be, Plup has like incredibly more consistency. Okay, this is essentially what it comes down to. Is Plup's, because iBDW, as good as those wins are, Plup has some losses sprinkled in here too, but iBDW has a lot more losses to a much larger variety of players within this category. Whereas Plup, besides those worst tournaments, has a little bit things there. Plup's over you for sure. Is that anyone IB over Amsa? No, I think Amsa's above Plup. Because Amsa's like insanely consistent outside the top level. And I think Plup's consistent too. Plup's just a little bit less consistent than Amsa, and Amsa has the win on HBox and Mango, and big up on Mango. I see your point. He's kind of Amsa's kind of inactive. Yeah, I give Amsa big benefit of the doubt because of being a foreign player, or at least more of a benefit of the doubt than I give to U.S. players because he's a foreign player. Yeah. Yeah, I think also that's kind of a pretty easy decision for me. Ranking Plup this year is really weird because you're like, damn, Plup's having a bad year, and then you go look at his numbers, like, Plup playing pretty good. Plup, I said this a whole lot yesterday, but Plup's having a bad year for Plup. He's not having a bad year for a top. He's having a bad year for Plup and a bad year for a player that was like top 3 before. But he's not having a bad year for a player around this category. Really consistent, pretty active. Yeah, I think this one holds true. But I think all these guys are pretty close. Yeah, Plup is not having a bad year for a player in his capacity. Plup's just having a bad year for Plup. But I think these guys are definitely all in a similar tier. I don't think there's I think the gap is much bigger between like this tier and this tier than it is between this tier and this tier. I think these guys are making the jump from here to here really isn't that hard. Making the jump from here to here is pretty difficult, and then like here to here is not that bad. Yeah. Johnny in the same tier as Amza, Plup, iBDW though? Well, let's talk about that, because I think like these are pretty close. S2J in the same tier? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about S2J Fiction. Let's think, boys. All right. Fiction, who's looking nuts again, but we have to remember it's not as much as last year where Fiction had like really bad start because he was coming back to the game. Miss Loudman, thank you for the follow, or Miss Loudman, thank you for the follow. Excuse me. What was I saying? Second username. Why are you talking about bananas at a time like this? Oh, we do want to save. We doing a save W? Hit with the save W, baby. It's always a good time for a save W. Or save is 1W, whatever, man. We were talking about Fiction and S2J. So for top wins, both have that Wizrobe win. So not talk. Oh God, I didn't know they've played this much this year. Ew, and he's only taken 3 games across 7 sets. Ew, that feels bad. Marco Polo to testify, you're banned for not having the save W. You're good, homie. So Wizrobe win for both of them. S2J has the Axe win and the Zane win. Plup win. So S2J has, and the Amza win. So S2J definitely has these better wins up in this category. How they have for their spreads around this, up 4-1, both up on iBDW. S2J is up on SFAT. Even with fiction. Yeah, I think a lot of these discussions are another like perception versus like you actually get in there like damn. What's Johnny's worst loss? Santi? Did he win later at the same event? So his worst loss is none. Worst loss-ish is none. Wait, actually, what was the... So you lost at big events, won at a local. Yeah, so his worst loss is none, which is not too bad. And then Fiction's worst loss is Toussaint. Oh, Jesus Christ. Josh, that looks horrifying on my screen. I can't imagine how it looks in the stream preview. It doesn't look as bad in the little box. So Fiction's worst loss is Mike Hayes. It might also it might be Nunn or Judat might be his worst loss. They might have similar worst losses. Oh, not in Bill. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the unranked loss. Thank you, iBDW. God, I hate not having that as the useful resource right away. Not Bill, yeah. See, this is why I do these. This is why I do these on stream. So when I'm stupid, top players can come in and remind me that I'm dumb. So S2J does have those unranked losses. So at the bottom of the barrel, S2J has a little bit worse losses here in this like mid-range for top 50. I think I'm seeing a whole lot more green for S2J. I think it's closer than I previously thought. Results page. What are you saying? Top 50 placings? Oh, yeah, you could do that. Does Fiction have any losses not shown here? Believe not. Left and West Balls. Shep didn't lose the absent page. Yeah, I'm not taking too much into the absent page wins and losses because it's just so weird to do, especially because he's not going to be ranked. Like, I'm not worrying too much about those because we all know absent page is a really good player, but he's not going to be ranked, and he's probably not going to be playing in any big event soon. So I try not to like worry my pretty little head too much about that. So STJ definitely has these better wins at this high level. Like, I think Wizrobe, Axe, Zane, Amza is better than Wizrobe, Plup. I think that's no question. STJ does have worse losses at the bottom, and then around this mid-level, I think STJ has like a little bit better head-to-heads. Yeah, like, yeah. I think it's Fiction. He did beat Muta King, true. Mango's number 1 right now. I think Quiet's you. I think you should, no. See more green for S-Day, but more confident ones, especially higher up. Well, Fiction did beat top player iBDW, but also S2J beat top player iBDW, and is up decently on SVET. His tournament victory got more votes. Yeah, I think I've made up my mind. I think I've made up my mind here. I think I want to yeah, I think I've made up my mind between S2J and Fiction. I'm going to do the poll first, and then I'm going to say what I was about to say. All right, I'm not gonna do the little recap because I think I've covered recently about what I'm gonna do it. These guys are definitely getting, like a lot of these discussions we're having today, really, really close. Let's do it, boys. Run it. Fiction, because we gotta keep recency bias out of your head, and you gotta remember what we just looked at, boys. S2J pulling ahead. Weiss's prediction that Fiction's recency bias would get him 3 because I don't know. That's a fair answer. Well, you just don't vote. Again, these guys are definitely super, super close. Like, that'll something I'll get into when I start. Oh, you meant Johnny? Yeah. These guys are definitely super, super close. And like I said, I'm going to get into that when I go through my discussion, John. All right, yeah, I should end it here, especially with these beautiful percents. Yeah, I do definitely think always vote regardless if you are informed. That is the worst thing I've ever read in my entire life. Well, actually, depends on what you're talking about. Again, context is important. But in Melee, I hate people who leave comments without being informed. Yeah, and I had the top there. I do think S2G. I think these guys are pretty close. I need what I want to do here is like, can I have something that my colorblind asks? Yeah, that'll work. See, like I think these two tiers. There's like a permeable membrane between these two tiers. Like these guys aren't this little gap isn't that far at all. Like these guys are pretty close. So I think I like this color kind of thing to demonstrate that maybe if Fiction was less toxic on Twitter, he would have won the bull. No, dude, this is nah, I like colors better. I can't see them. 14th is Ginger, but not really. Is Bobby Big Balls top 100? Maybe. That's guys. It took us like how much time are we going between this stream and last stream? It took us like 4 hours to do all this. Spark 14th, dude. I love Spark. I love Spark. I love Fiction. I love Ginger. There's so many players I'm gonna root for. It makes it so difficult. Actually, can I forget how do you freeze the top panel? Can I just don't freeze top panel? Page layout. 1 hour 36 minutes. Swedish 14th, no discussion. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? I'm 14 and this is deep. God, I forget how to freeze the top thing when I scroll this down. Someone will say by the time I get back around to it. Cool. So we're gonna bring these boys down here. And expand this down a little bit more. Maybe we'll get up to top 15 tonight. But like I said, the next thing I wanted to talk about is kind of briefly, as much as a cesspool as this can be, I do want to alleviate some concerns. Should be under view. See, I knew someone would be the homie. M's got my best row in mind. Freeze top row. Wait, is it gonna freeze the current top row? Wait, no, I don't want Leffen. I don't want to always see Leffen. There we go. Freeze top row. Cool. Actually, no, that looks horrible. We're just not gonna do that. Wait, is it do it by that? Freeze top row. It looks all right. I'll keep doing that. YouTube comment time. Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at some YouTube comments and briefly, and again, let me know if I feels like I'm getting out of line or punching down. I just want to make sure I can alleviate some concerns about the comments that people have left on this video. Let's see if I can. Oh, no, that's gonna. Okay, cool. This will take us to comments. Yeah, Survivor sick. Let me sort by top. Newest first. Yeah, let me sort by top. Wait. Oh, it's comments I haven't responded to. Yeah. I'm going to explain away all these bad losses for everyone else like Zane. Axes all these bad losses. Well, the kind of talking about this, and wow, 4 people voted that. Zane really doesn't have any bad losses. If you're talking about me explaining away his losses to Junebug and Lot, it's because they're at locals and he beat Lot at a major, and like half these Junebug sets are Fox. And like generally I would expect Zane to beat guys who are pretty inactive. Like, I'm not going to carry this one cave loss super against Zane. So there's not really any other losses to explain away. Because, like, all the ones that I'm explaining away are him playing Fox. Like, if you're going to count his losses to fucking SFAT against him where he's playing Fox, that seems a little ridiculous. Yeah, but I think Zane has incredible consistency. And, I mean, the stats show it. Like, the only losses he has in this losses outside of Triff, like, are just at locals or him playing Fox. Like, his worst loss is S2J. Or I guess it's Triff. S2J or Triff. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. And he's even with both those guys. That's insane. Zane's consistency is absolutely insane. Yeah, so I'm not explaining away his losses. I don't think absent page is coming back. Yeah, that's something that it seems like a general thing. Overvaluing Zane's consistency. Zane beats players below him. He also constantly loses a member of the top 6. I'm just seeing... Get to the people saying Axe is second. We're definitely going to touch on that. He also loses the players of the top 6. He lost his only winning record when he dropped 2 sets to Mango at the Big House 9. Feels wrong to rank 4 when he has no top 6 winning records and not won a super major this year. I think a lot of people weigh winning super majors and winning large events a lot more than I do, or I think should be. But like again, that's my perspective. Axe's losses unfairly can. The other members of the top 6 have almost as bad losses as Axe. Well, actually, let's take a look at that. I think Axe, like, far in between. I want to double check this by looking at the numbers. Yeah, Axe's second feels wild. Where's the HBox number 1? And where is the worst losses? Runaway. Yeah, because I was listening to Runaway at the time that came up. The greatest? Am I going in on your comment? I don't see. Maybe I'm going in on your comment. Yeah. So Axe's losses are far in between. I think Mango's probably the only person who has like anywhere near the level of losses that he has. Yeah, but Axe's losses, especially the thing that someone might not value as much as I do, but I see as a cause for concern is when we see 3, even though he did beat Army, like we can't completely ignore 3 losses to Ices or 4 losses to Ices, 2 losses to Sheiks, like, some of those are multiple sets, if I remember correctly. Has he lost multiple times to, no, he only lost once to Face Roll, but 2 losses to Bananas, Molos the only meeting to that 03. Like Axe's first for being wholesome. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about Axe's capacity as a person, but Axe's losses are, I think, the way I view this, the worst here. Like Mango's a little bit close behind, but like everyone else has, and this is before main stage. These graphics are super clean. How do you make them? Photoshop. It's nice in Photoshop and a lot of practice. Yeah. Leffen HBox entered 100 tournaments and neither DQ'd. Leffen be number 1. Well, we don't know because Leffen didn't enter a bunch of tournaments. You didn't deny that Axe is the worst losses. I'm weighing Axe's losses unfairly. Axe had the worst loss. A lot of the other top have almost as bad, if not equally bad losses. I completely disagree with that. Albert's HBox loss, you did good on. Thank you. Albert hasn't picked up that many good wins since. Well, I love that Magic loss is pretty garbage for Mango. Show rank 10 for 50. Yeah, that's it. I tried to touch on this a lot because it's a really weird thing where insular losses can be weird. Ginger, something on rank Marth. Oh, I did. Yeah, Axe's loss to the Meds. Smash. I want to say Smash Camp is essentially regional. I wouldn't go as far as the first Smash Camp. I don't think that's fair to say about it. But I this is not even including his Meds loss. Like his Meds loss, I just like, because this graphic came in the video that was like right after the big discussion on that, and like I didn't even want to include the Meds loss or whatever. He lost to like Napkins or someone else. This is other locals lost. Like even without that, it's like that rank doesn't matter. If rankings are based on how likely you'd make top 8 if a major was held every week with every top player in attendance, shouldn't Mango be punished for missing top 8 most times out of any of the top 6 players? It's not if he... How do I go about... No Meds lost? Yeah. How do I go about responding to that? That brings in... That brings in talking about placings. Yeah, but I do think Mango's losses are a bit troubling. But like beyond those couple of bad tournaments, and maybe I'm giving Mango a little bit of leeway for having those a couple of bad tournaments, but he like consistently performs really well. I think of that. And he's shown that like when he's on, he plays well. That's not really a great argument. Did he really miss top 8 most out of any top 6 player? I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Mango's really high peaks. I think that would probably be, that's my big thing for Mango. I don't really have like a super, super strong argument right off the top of my head. Like I didn't like super preview or prep for these. You lose the first and second against Ninth at a bad tourney. No. Yeah, that's why we don't worry about rankings. That's a textbook example, Happy Gate, of why we don't worry about rankings. Because you can lose the first and second and get like 33rd. Yeah. We can go here. Too much consistency in account matters most at number 1, no doubt. I think consistency is super important. Below a certain ancho, at a certain level below, we should ask who enters the tournament. One person fails. High-risk characters like Spaces are going to suffer bad losses. Yeah, we can't. You can't start like deviating into people. Mod the triple elimination. Yeah, we can't start deviating into weighting people differently based on the character they play. Like anything where we're getting into the conversation of playing a high-risk character are going to suffer from bad losses, I don't like that sort of thingamajig. Also, I'm really confused about where that comment is going, so I'm just going to... Dana's more consistent than Axemango, yeah. Some of these comments are way too long, and I just don't want to waste the time to read through all of them. Like, I want to get to some point. Peaks are greater than consistency. I don't think a statement... even though I sometimes slip in and make this comment, I don't think there's matchups without a whole new dimension of interpretation. Yeah, like if we rank people based on what character they play, it gets really, really weird. But again, like everything, context matters. I don't think you can definitively say peaks value more than consistency. It's like you have to weigh where it matters in each little thing. Consistency isn't a good thing when you're consistently found to get first. Well, that's weighing being first super, super much. Salty sweets? I don't know, man. When do ballots start being accepted? What do you mean? We're still probably far out from doing ballots. Yeah, no, I'm not enjoying this, or this is not as productive or enjoyable as I thought it would be. Who would have thought YouTube comments not fun? Yeah, I think this is kind of slowing down the show, and I more like talking with you guys than YouTube comments because we can have more of a conversation. And it feels like, I think we kind of realized I'm definitely not going to do that in the future unless there's like some comment I think like really is important to highlight. I feel like I'm just kind of yelling at a person, or it does definitely feel a little punchy downy. So we're not going to continue on to doing that because that did not feel fun. That didn't feel fun for anyone. Link to the Google Doc? Yeah, it's the give me that wheat sheet. Wheat sheet. So that's a learning experience for all of us here, that responding to YouTube comments is a bad idea. So we are at an hour 47 on sub. How long till net play? Yeah, I was just about to decide that. So someone bigger to yell at? Yeah, let's is Blur still live? Let's go bother Blur. Let's go take something. Let me net play you. I want to play against some random on the internet. I want to play against you guys. I'm not going to punch up a Tafo. Tafo's dope. I'm a big fan of Tafo. Because I feel like getting into this whole discussion is going to be a whole debacle. Not debacle. It's just going to be a lengthy sort of discussion. Let me fill this out all the way to 20. Save dodging sub games. I'll play. I'll definitely do some sort of sub stream. I'll play you guys in the future. Save scared? Yeah, because I'm going to lose. I want to lose to some random on the internet. I don't lose to y'all. You know someone who played me on NetPlay? You said you went Falco and then tried to wobble him? That sounds like something I would do a long time ago. Yeah, I've been playing NetPlay in forever. Yeah, I'm not good at Melee. You will see as soon as this NetPlay portion starts. Is there anyone else you guys think could be a part of this sort of conversation? I think we could do that. We're gonna see what other players you think will be filling out these last couple of slots, because we need essentially three more players to fill out the spot. I think Nun's probably in here. D-Zod, thank you for the follow. Lucky, I think, could definitely be up there. Pew potentially. What's PPU's like year look like? S2J, iBDW win, Swedish losses, Meds loss, and Chew? Chew does have a lot of good wins. He is an Ice Climbers player, so he's a lot of good wins and a lot of bad losses. That's just like par for the course. KGH around there? KGH is missing that hallmark win. Really, I think. Duck's not there. Nunn's definitely in the conversation. Hax is in the conversation. Chew maybe. STJ's lost to Rocky. Duck's not there. Duck's definitely not there, you know. How was Hugs this year? Hugs 86. You're funny. Hugs in this conversation for these players up here. Do I have those slots? I would need one more slot. See, I'm not feeling super hot on Pew Pew. You're going to bounce for tonight? Okay, see you, Happy Gate. You're going to miss out on the net play, though. Fat Goku? Wow, you're on crack, dude. No problem, Happy Gate. Thanks for being around so long. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Should be going. I should have another stream tomorrow night, too. 7 p.m., same time, same place. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing, though. Hey, Saberwhip, watch yourself for that, too. Watch yourself for aggregate results against a certain level of players. I think that's a bad metric because you really get... It can skew things in favor of people who've played a lot. That's another metric I try to avoid using or try to avoid looking at. There's a lot of 1-0 records, a lot of wins in this sort of general category. Yeah, no, Saber, sorry if it sounded like I was like reprimanding you like a teacher or something like that. Yeah, I think it's probably like Pew Pew. Is KJH up in here? Also looks to have some sort of a puff problem. Yeah, I think these are like... This is like the core here, like these guys, and then like in this next sort of bunch we have like Pew Pew. Why did that go upwards? Army, Bananas, Chew. Let's go Army Woo. Yeah. Maybe like Hacks. Yeah, this is where the ranking starts getting like really guard. Hacks is maybe in this group. This is like very Mutikin. Get out of here. Who won a good tournament over Ginger? Yeah, Hacks is missing his big hallmark win. Yeah, but it feels like there's like these guys are here and there's like hard stop. Like this is how many of these? There's 6. Yeah, I'm feeling like. And there might be little gaps between those, but this is probably like a category of its own with these guys. Yeah, Nunn's definitely in. Nunn's way up here. Like Nunn's probably going to be near the lower end of these guys. Well, it'll probably be above Triff. Yeah, this is a whole big discussion we can jump into. Actually, we can probably jump into that a little bit tomorrow. Because I'm going through making a big ranking now. Yeah. All right, so that means we're going to, for the first time, to try some net play on stream. This is going to be super bad. Oh. Gonna miss tomorrow? Damn. Well, the VOD... Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to upload the VOD. I'll probably upload the VOD. Paradigm shift. Okay, yeah, no, we're going to... How do I do this? How do I want to go about doing this?